Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to City Skylines. I certainly hope you're having a fantastic day, wherever and whenever you happen to be, because I'm excited. I am excited to be back. We are, of course, in Peach Trees. This is, of course, the City of Gardens. And, of course, we have a bunch of things building right here, as you can see. The last time I mentioned we were going to have some things building, and this time we have some things building, so that's nice. That's about all I've got for an intro, so let's play some City Skylines. So basically what I've done is decided that this entire area right in here, surrounding this weird highway, is all going to be made up of essentially an IT cluster. It's Elm Park. I think it looks nice. I think it'll be lovely. And I think that's exactly the kind of thing that should be in this kind of area. So that's exactly the kind of thing that's gonna be in that kind of area. And we're gonna just let it build up, let it do its thing. And I'm thinking it might not be a bad idea to have a look at services out here and just remind myself of what's going on. So fire coverage is good. Medical coverage is fantastic. There's a hospital right in the middle of all of this. And then policing is also honestly really good. The jail availability in Peach Trees isn't so good right now, but that's fine. I'm not gonna, well, it's not fine. It's actually just completely not fine, and that's just wrong, but it's fine. We're not gonna stress too much about it. What I do maybe want to stress a little bit about though is traffic here, because there's a lot of it coming in, and I guess a lot of that's going to the industrial areas. But we also have a lot of traffic coming in on this road as well, and I'm just a little bit worried that we might see some issues here and there, and I'm thinking that I might have an idea. I'm thinking that there might be an idea here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pause for a second. I'm gonna go here. Actually, I'm gonna go here. So I want to go here for 10 units, and I want to raise that up to, what height is this? So 14. So this needs to go up to 14 meters. So we'll just spam page up a little bit there. And then what are we looking at here? So that's 11, that's 18. So if I go 9 here, this should be a nice even, that is not a nice even curve there. I'm completely wrong on that. 9, no, 18. I need to go 7 from here. So we'll go 7 from here. And while I'm doing this, I actually want to answer a question that I was asked in one of the recent episodes, which is why, well, exactly that. Why do I spend so much time counting the amount of units that I am like moving with a certain road? And the answer to that is basically just so that we have things nice and even. Like, it's not, there's no like super complicated reason. It's just so everything is like a nice even curve or a nice even slope or something like that. And so things can have a little bit of symmetry. I really like them to look a certain way, and that's essentially why I do it. Now, the reason I've moved that road up there is because it essentially gets rid of an extra intersection on this little stretch that I don't think we need, and it means that a lot of the traffic can go straight on if it wants to, or it can go this way if it wants to, and that seems pretty solid. Also, it seems like it might be an idea just to fix that bit of road there, because I'm pretty sure we had a, I think we had an incineration plant there at one point. But this might help a little bit. It does get rid of an unnecessary intersection on this avenue down here, so I'm hoping for good things. I'm also hoping that traffic in this area does maybe sort itself out a little bit. I'm not gonna hold my breath though, because I'm realizing what a lot of it's doing. And a lot of it is going straight up this little avenue here, which is an avenue. It is a 4-lane road, and it's going straight on up. That's going straight over here, and it's going way out here. So what I think is happening is we have traffic using this as an entrance to the city so that they can get up to here, which is not a good thing. We don't really want them doing that, so it's not good. That's not a good thing. It's very tempting. It is very tempting to set up like an Old Town policy to try and counter that. Actually, that's the problem. That is the problem. We have an Old Town policy on this bit of road. Florence Square. We have an Old Town policy right there that shouldn't exist. That should open things up just a little bit for some of this traffic. That should make things a little bit better. and let them sort of cut straight across there, straight into that area, rather than using this road over here. I'm hoping. We'll see if that does anything. We'll see if that maybe works. This area up here, also pretty terrible. Honestly, I want to have a look at this. 63%, yeah. That's about where I thought it would be. That's 61%. That's good. This is honestly some of the worst traffic flow I've ever had in City Skylines, but that's fine, probably. That's okay. We'll live with it, I guess, and see what ends up happening. It does look like this road's clearing out a little bit, though, which is nice. So I've got that going for me. Down here's clearing out a little bit as well, so that's also nice. I think what we could maybe do while we're waiting to see if traffic actually uses this road is I just want to come in here and start filling up some of this space. So the way I'm thinking I'm gonna do that is I might do an avenue. I might be a little bit cheeky and do like an avenue that essentially goes straight through here or something like that. Maybe put some curves on it, make it interesting. Let's go from here. Actually, no, because the zoning on that road will be a little weird. We'll use this one so we can get a little bit more zoning there. So 20 and 20, and we'll go like that. So that's a little interesting. It's just like a backbone to what's going to be its own district. It will have an old-time policy, but I just figure this will maybe be a bit of a good idea. I'm also thinking I kind of do want to put some curves on those corners, again, just to make it, I don't know, a little bit more interesting. I also notice, oh, that, why does that not line up? That's kind of strange. I mean, it's going to be, the zoning is going to be even weirder once I do this, to be fair, but I don't really know why that doesn't line up. That's a little bit frustrating. I feel like we have some weirdness going on there and I can't really explain it. That's odd. That's definitely odd. I feel like we have something not lining up there, but whatever. We'll take out those bits and we'll just do a nice little curve here as well. And yeah, it's just going to make things a bit more interesting. It's going to add a little bit of like, a little bit of pizzazz to the district. That's apparently what it's going to add. That is the technical term, by the way. I have played a lot of City Skylines. If anyone's going to know what the technical term for essentially a little something something is going to be, it is going to be me, to be fair. You know, it's going to be me that knows how to add a little something something to City Skylines. Anyway, we'll have our districts sort of go like that. We'll bring one more road off of here, and we can just go up to about there and down to about there. In fact, let's not do that. Let's put a park in that space since the zoning is weird already. We can go for this like nice big chungus of a park right here. So can I get it like central? I guess that's technically central. I guess there is technically central, but I want it on this side since, you know, this is the weird side. So we'll go for there with the park. And then what we can do is just bring a little path off the back of it, just a little path right to there. We'll do a little path that goes right to about there, and a little path that goes right to about there, and people can walk through that area, have a good time, have a coffee, you know, take their dog for a walk, you know, generally enjoy activities in parks in urban areas such as tennis or baseball or a picnic or dogging. So, you know, that'll be great. Alrighty, so while this area hopefully builds up a little bit, which it's not really going to do much if it doesn't have water, which is something that I totally didn't forget to add. It was just strategic. I was testing you, the viewer. I was testing to see if you're paying attention. That's totally what I was doing there. I didn't forget. It was tactical. It was content is what it is. Anyway, what I want to do is I want to come into Crest Orchard a little bit because I kind of want to see what we can do with it. I want to see if I can just add a little more to it, essentially. And, I mean, we don't have this yet. We need to be a level 5 farming area for, like, the big grain silo. But this is doing okay. It needs to produce a few more resources, but it also needs a few more workers, and it doesn't actually have the room for a few more workers. So what I'm thinking we do is we go like this, we go like this, and we go here, and we go to about there. And that's going to give us a little bit more room for some zoning on either side here. We can also go in and expand the district just a little bit, which I would very much like to do. So just going to expand it on both of those roads. So just up and down a little bit. There we go. So it's kind of a weird shape, but that's a very weird shape, but that's fine. Then on the sides here, we can go and we can do a couple of things. So we have got, I believe, a small barn, a large barn. There was another thing I was looking for, though. We have the farm maintenance building, which takes care of industrial buildings, increasing their utilization rate and reducing wastage. Each maintenance building increases the storage capacity of industrial buildings by 5%. Auxiliary buildings need to be placed inside industry area. So we can place a few of these. We also have the farm workers barracks, which increases the work efficiency of the workers in the area. Each building increases the work efficiency by 5% up to a maximum of 100%. So I feel like adding a few barracks might not be a bad idea. And we do have a little bit of room for them in like these areas, essentially. So I could go and be like 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think that's kind of interesting looking, just back and forth there, a bunch of barracks. We could also totally go in here and just paint in a little bit, maybe not that. Do I not have surface painter? Maybe I don't. I might not have surface painter installed, which is a little bit frustrating. I was kind of hoping I did. Brush strength, yeah, that is not the same texture there, but maybe that'll do. You know, it's not exactly the same texture, but it kind of does a fine job, I guess. So yeah, we have those in there, which should increase the efficiency of everything just a little bit. So efficiency plus 46%, pollution minus 30%. That's great. We can also go in and we can do these maintenance buildings. And I'm going to go 1, and I'm going to go and bulldoze you and do 2. And they're not exactly symmetrical, but that's okay. And I think we will actually go in and just paint in a little bit of sand in here, just so it looks like it kind of blends together. We do have power going across, which is beautiful. And that should give us, I don't know, a little bit more efficiency or something like that. We can go up to 1,033 workers, though, which is good. We can do that. So hopefully we will get up to the 800 workers that we need for level 5. But I don't know if we're going to do that. Not enough natural resources. Really? Do we not have farmland? Like, ooh. Oh, we don't really. Okay, we might actually want to move our farms over to this side then. That might not be a bad idea. So let's go in and let's expand you by 20. And we'll expand you by 20. And we'll go ahead and just fire a bunch of, what do we want to do here? Medium crop fields, maybe fruit fields? Is that an option? I can make them into like greenhouses, which is awesome. Very different looking greenhouses too. So I think that is 100% what we're going to do. I want to take these guys out. And I want to do the fruit fields just like that, because those are really cool looking buildings. Then I want to divide them down the middle a little bit. So just something a bit like that and that. So we can put some buildings in there. Maybe more maintenance buildings might be a really good shout. So one of you, and then a couple of little barracks in there just to be really sneaky. Not a bad use of space, if I do say so myself. And then we can come up here and just throw in, I mean, we only have small animal pastures. It also needs to be in an industry area. So expand you and expand you. We'll go across, and we should be good. So let me see what the fields can be, if anything. They can't, okay, so they have to be outdoor. We're not going to do those then. What we'll do is we'll just go for, I'm thinking crop fields. Just keep it nice and simple. And we'll go for 2 of the mediums. Then we'll throw a small one on either side. We can go ahead and just change all of those to be greenhouses, which those ones are already. And that just gives us a little bit of variety in like what the greenhouses look like, which I think is pretty cool. We can also go ahead and just throw another one of these guys right there. So that whole sort of strip is full of them. I'm also thinking we could shuffle them a little bit if we really wanted to. So this way, I'm thinking it's going to make them actually kind of central on that road. Yeah, it totally does. So that looks a little bit better. They just go back and forth up and down that road, which I think looks awesome. These guys in here, I think we can probably just get rid of and maybe restructure this area a little bit. Maybe this side is more like where the factories go rather than where the farms themselves go. So clear out all of that. In fact, let's just clear all of that and we'll just leave ourselves with that space. And let's also go ahead and just bring you across there, which again actually gives us a little bit of room for a bunch of barracks, which I'm kind of excited to place because these will give us some bonuses. So there, and there. And can I get a few more? I totally can. We could do a little road down the middle if we wanted to. Not going to do that. I think that's probably enough barracks as well. Yeah, 57% plus on efficiency is not bad. We'll throw in a few more pipes just to cheer everybody up. And then I guess we're going to look at the factories for this side. So what have we got? We have the flour mill, which I think would be a good shot to have 2 of those. We have the cattle shed, which might not be a bad idea. We have the milking parlors, which I think we have 2 of already, so I don't know if we need more of those. We have got the slaughterhouse as well, which is huge, but would go nice and central up there. Does it have to be in the industry area? Yes, it does. So I think the slaughterhouse can go there. We could do milking parlors either side of it. I think the cattle sheds could maybe go either side of it, which is a little bit grim, but that's what we're going to do. So those can go either side there, and that seems like a pretty good area. In terms of anything else, I mean, we could, if we really wanted to, throw some cattle sheds into these spaces, which I guess wouldn't hurt. It just gives us a little something in there. I guess that's okay. That seems like it should be a pretty productive area, though, to be totally honest. It really does. So kind of looking forward to seeing what it can do. Kind of looking forward to seeing if it can, well, do anything. And I'm also thinking that I am just going to go in here and just paint all of this with sand. Because I don't know, there's something about it kind of looks the part almost. So that'll be totally fine. That looks pretty good, honestly. And in terms of workers, we can go up to almost 2,000. So I don't think there's going to be any issue with getting Crest Orchard up to a solid, you know, a solid production, essentially. Efficiency is 118%, by the way, so it's doing pretty good. It's definitely doing pretty good for itself. So that's lovely to see. Oh, also, I bought this tile down here. I totally forgot to mention that. And speaking of that, when do I get my next one? So 60,000 people, and then, yeah, Megalopolis at 75,000, so that's fine. So at 60,000 people, we'll get that. How are we doing for goals? We're actually over 2/3 of the way to this one, which is lovely. The population is slowly climbing, and the happiness is pretty grim. So we're actually really close to completing the challenge, which is awesome. I've also just noticed this area here is actually built up and doesn't have enough workers, which is interesting. You guys don't have enough buyers for products. Okay, well, we do have a lot of demand for residential down here. So what if we were to be so bold as to build a little something down here? So this lines up with that really nicely. So we want to turn on guidelines and we want to make it line up with this guy. And then this should just be really easy to do that with. So that loops around and follows that perfectly. And what we can do is just go in here with some, honestly, just boring straight roads coming straight down here. Or maybe we want to go, yeah, we'll go this way. We'll do it this way. Turn off the guidelines. We're just going to go, no, not like that. I think I've just messed up the zoning. Yeah, totally messed up the zoning over there. That's okay. I mean, it's a bit of a pain, but it's okay. We'll do that. And then we'll go back in here and we'll do that, which still messes up the zoning over there, but that's, again, kind of okay. We'll do that. We'll do that. And this one, I am not confident is actually going to work, but I'm willing to try. It actually does. So a bit of a nasty looking curve over there, but that's all right. That seems okay. We can do some kind of policy there to stop it being super weird. We can just go ahead, I guess, and say that everything within that avenue and this road over here is all going to be Linden Park. Ooh, okay. No, don't mind if I do. Linden Park, look at that. I know you've all heard the Linden story a million times, because last time I told it, there were like 6 people that were like, yeah, I've heard the Linden story. I've heard it like in 20 different videos that you've done at this point. So we'll not go into the Linden story. Just look, if you're curious, if you're just watching this episode and not any previous ones in the series, look up the episode that just has like story time in the title or something like that, or the thumbnail. That'll explain that, I guess. Where is the other Linden district? Because we do have one, don't we? Oh, we're getting low in power. Do we not have a Linden? Oh, it's over here, isn't it? Where was it? It was Linden Square? Yeah, Linden Square. All right, fair enough. Well, at least it didn't duplicate the name. So, let's go here and say self-sufficient. Let's go here and say IT cluster. And let's say that around the edges of this is going to be an IT cluster. And then everything in the middle is going to be residential. And that will hopefully give us enough people to start working in the surrounding neighborhoods and all that stuff. It might not. There's every chance it won't. Education-wise, we could use more elementary schools. High schools are fine. Universities are awful, actually, which is great. So, what if we put a university in there? I mean, something's blocking it. Oh, crematoriums. All right. Well, that's fine. We'll move the crematoriums to up here. Might be a spot for them. So one there and one just there for crematoriums. And then we'll go to university and we'll say right there. And we can do some zoning just alongside it like that. So that'll give us more, you know, university space in the city, which is beautiful news. Power. We need a quick look at this because we are getting low on it. We do have a nuclear power plant available. So what if we were to put the nuclear plant down here, like way a ways out of the way? That doesn't seem like it would be a bad idea. It seems, or geothermal, which wouldn't really fit in there too nicely. So maybe we'll not do. Let's just do nuclear. Let's just go all in. We'll just do nuclear power. We can do 2 of them. Oh, we've got the money. We've got enough money to do this. We'll do nuclear power. I'm also just gonna maybe flatten all of that. So nodes and buildings and to that height, please. Or I guess that's fine. Yeah, that seems all right. We'll just sort of smooth the edges a little bit and that'll be fine. There we go. Just smooth all that out a little bit. Doesn't look absolutely awful. Now let's see. Nuclear power. We need to connect it to everything. So give me this. Let me go from here. Let me go to there. And then just gradually bring this around the road a little bit. Just a little gentle kind of curve around there. We'll have it go across there, and we'll have it go to there. And that seems perfect. So that should give us a lot of power. Yeah, it absolutely did. That has given us so much power. I also love these power lines because they actually have like a radius on them, whereas I think the base game ones don't. Yeah, so the base game ones have to be in the area, where these ones have like the power radius. That's so good. That's such a little thing, but that's so useful. It really, really is. Anyway, yeah, these guys are all complaining about not enough people for this, that, and the other. These guys are all complaining about not being able to wash, which is arguably more important. So we'll just let them have some water so that they hopefully stop complaining about it. And also so that I don't have to keep reminding myself that I constantly forgot about it. Ooh, also traffic. Yeah, that could be a problem. Although thinking about it, all the traffic going over here, it will be in a different lane. So that's just all industrial traffic. Oh my God. Oh my God. We should maybe... We have got garbage. Yeah, we have a lot of garbage disposal in this area. So let me just rip that all out of here, because I feel like it's causing more problems in this area than it's worth. So take that all out, replace it all with just industry. And let's see if that maybe helps this area along a little bit, because I'm pretty sure we still have enough garbage processing. It's just not in the city anymore. So that's, like, I don't mind that. That's probably a good thing. Also, oh, you don't have enough fuel. I'll tell you what we're going to do then. Let me rip these power plants out of here, since we're not really using them. And let me go and say that this bit is going to be an IT cluster. And let me go and say that this little bit down here can be some kind, or not IT cluster necessarily, but it's going to be offices. Let me say that this bit is going to be offices. This bit is all going to be offices too, in there as well. And then everything that's currently industry, I want to de-zone it, every little bit of it, because what I'm thinking we could do is turn this into a local produce area. That seems like it would be a pretty solid idea. I mean, we probably want to get the industry out of the heart of this area anyway. So we do that. We're going to need to set this all up as a district. We're probably going to need to just leave it as normal industry, but that's fine. But what we can do is just make this into, well, Spring Heights, I guess. And yeah, we can have some fun with this. We'll actually split it in two so that this is the divider between two separate districts. That seems like a good idea, though. That seems like a way to get a little bit more of the commercial in here that we need. So let's just do that. Let's go across to here. I don't think we're gonna need an old time policy on this, just looking at it. I also, yeah, I don't think we will. I don't think an old time policy would be a good idea. So go off of that road, go down to there, and go off of that road as well. I guess we could take it off this road too. And that gives us Spring Heights. And then up here is just going to be whatever it's going to be called. But this one can go down and around there because we can actually fill in that little space too, that empty space in the left there, where this bit of avenue is. So that'll be nice too. This will be good. I think this will be really good. So let's just tidy all of that up so that even if we do an old time policy, which I don't think we will, but just in case I do, like if I accidentally enable it, which to be fair, I'm not really sure how I could accidentally enable a policy, but you never know. It's me we're talking about. We'll just be safe. All right. That's what we're going for. Anyway, let's set that up like so. Let's let that build and let's keep an eye on the challenge, which is honestly going pretty well. It's honestly going pretty well. I'm kind of excited to get it done, to be honest. Like, I'm looking at it and I'm like, you know, cause we're pretty close. You know what I mean? Like, I'm building this city, not necessarily, I mean, I think it's fair to say we're not building this to look good. You know, I think that's obvious that we're not building this to look good. I'm just, you know, that's like, I'll be real with you. This series, this whole series, like this challenge and all that, this City of Gardens thing, it's very much a way for me to ease myself back into making City Skylines videos. That's what this is, and I'm kind of okay with that because it's been really fun. And I'm getting, you know, I'm talking about it like this because we're kind of close to the end. I think next episode could very well be the end of the challenge. I might continue on a little bit after that and see what we can do in terms of building this place up. But I've promised myself that I would play Software Inc. again on the channel, and I was thinking that when City Skylines is done, we can play some Software Inc. and see if I'm still good at it. So I'm thinking what we do is maybe part 10, maybe part 11 will be the end of this series. We'll do a bunch of Software Inc. and then we'll come back to City Skylines with like a more normal Let's Play. That's maybe what we'll do. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you want me to like try and continue this beyond the challenge, or what are we doing with it? Anyway, let's see what else needs done. Oh no. Why are these always on fire? Ooh, that's nice. Well, I guess we're expanding Crest Orchard a little bit. We have a little bit of room to play with back here and a little bit of fertile land. So I'm thinking we just throw a bunch of these large fruit fields in here. We could do that one there. And we're just going to say greenhouses for all of them, which aren't the most exciting looking building, but they really do make sense because I'm thinking that around this, I would very much like to put some buildings. Because it would be kind of weird, I think, to have like an orchard, not an orchard, but like, well, it is called Crest Orchard. But it'd be weird to have like this farming area in the middle of a city, wouldn't it? It'd be really, really weird to have that. But I want to do that because I think it'd be really weird. Does that make sense? It's like, it's a strange thing. It doesn't make sense in the grand scheme of the city, but I think it would look cool. You know, have like an IT cluster surrounding this, this industrial area. I think that would be interesting because it'd be weird. So that's kind of what I want to do. I also just want to get a little path going around all of this, mostly because I can. So we'll go, why is that raised up? Why is that raised up? We'll keep that on the ground there, and then put it on the ground there, and then we'll just delete you and delete you. And I guess I need to go in and say that, well, that, why is garbage open? Close garbage, go to here, force that onto the ground, and just upgrade you, you, and you. And we just have some little paths going around all that, which I think is lovely. Anyway, my thinking here, like I said, my thinking is that I really like the idea of having like high-rise buildings around all of this. And because we've got the large grain silos, it's going to be a little bit easier to take out some of these buildings here and not have this look like just a little, a weird little farm. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little road that comes down here and a little road that comes down here. And we'll do that. We'll do that. We'll do a grain silo there as well. And that gives us a bunch of silos kind of going back and forth there. They're obviously alternating. They're not all right up against the road, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. And I think that just kind of, you know, helps bring it together a little bit, just a little bit, you know, interesting. We can do a couple of small silos up there. We can do some small silos there. What else can we do? Where else can we do some small silos? We can do them there and there, and generally just fill up space with them if we really want to. I could do a bunch of the large silos down the sides here as well if I really wanted to, which I don't think I do. I don't think we have any other buildings either. We did get a factory, but we just got a bunch of fields here, which is fine, but I don't think we're going to go too crazy with those. I think what I will do is I'm gonna go in here with a fence. And I'm tempted, I mean, what is this? So this is the amusement park fence. What fences do I have? We have this oil industry one. We have this ore industry one. I think we're gonna go in with this ore industry fence. And we're gonna surround this area with it so that it is enclosed, essentially. So the entire farm is gonna be enclosed with this fence, which I think is good. I think that's what it needs. So we enclose the entire thing in the fence. We're gonna need to, I guess, go out to there, go across like this and into there. And on this side, we kind of need to do the same thing. So on this side, we can go 3 units and then 2 units and then out to about there, across, down. And what way do we do it over there? So we went to about there. And like that. So that loops around the entire thing as well, and that keeps it contained. That means that any zoning we put on the outsides of those fences can be its own thing, and I think it probably should be. I'm also thinking that I kind of want to use some one-way roads here. So let's go to road guidelines, and we'll go like, do we want to go like that, or do we want to go closer? I think we might want to go closer. So if we go there, that only gives us 1 tile, which isn't really going to be enough. If we go there, that, it's a bit weird as well. I'd really like to do this in a way that's going to not, I'm really annoyed with it just going against the highway there. That seems like the ideal spot. So turn off guidelines. We'll go down to here, and we do only have 1 tile there, and then that changes as well. Okay, I guess we're just gonna, have this start down here somewhere. Let's see what we can do. If I if I just bring a road out of here, I guess it gets rid of the thing for a second, but that's fine. We'll bring the road along the fence. So something like that. That'll be fine. We'll delete you. We'll delete you. And we'll put the fence back in there. So the road can run alongside the fence in that situation. Then we'll have that gap of 2 at the top. We'll have that gap of 2 there. And this runs down and along the fence again. So that'll give us a bit of room to play with, which I think will be good. We can put some buildings out here and just have them go the whole way around the district. And they're not gonna, these buildings aren't gonna have anything to do with the farming area. They are just gonna be there, essentially. They are gonna be their own thing, is what these buildings are gonna be. So that, I think, is gonna be kind of cool. I think it'll be kind of interesting having this farming district surrounded by like an IT cluster. Like I said, like an IT cluster, you know, shops or whatever. It might make sense to do organic and local produce in there, but I just think whatever we do, I think it's going to be cool just having it surrounded by really tall buildings. Honestly, I really do. Okay, so this is sort of interesting looking. We basically just have a big old avenue that comes straight through here. We do have a lot of lanes on this this middle section, and it does stay as an 8-lane avenue there. It splits off into 2 4-lane avenues going either way, which seems like a pretty solid idea. Bunch of one-way roads going around the back area, and we're probably going to try and connect that up in a much more interesting way in the near-ish future. Honestly, what I think we could do is look towards putting something like this in here. It won't be this exact one, but something like that might be a way to just break traffic off and have it like get in here a little bit easier. Also, I was made aware in the comments of the last episode that when I selected an intersection to place in here originally, I selected one. I said, that looks really cool. And then I apparently placed the wrong one. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even remember what one I really liked. I think it was this one. I think it was this one. I'm genuinely not sure. But either way, at one point or other, I placed the wrong intersection. And I feel like a bit of a dum-dum. But I just wanted to make you aware that I am aware that I'm a bit of a dum-dum. So there you go. I'm aware that I'm a bit of a dum-dum. Let's go ahead and just get some pipes in here just before we start putting in some zoning. And I am thinking that the zoning around here, I think it can either be some self-sufficient housing or an IT cluster. I'm really tempted to say IT cluster just because of how much of a... the word is just... I can't remember the word. I feel like I've said it before. I feel like I've said this before, actually, to be honest. But there's a word I'm looking for that... would sort of describe the idea of like an IT cluster right next to a farm. And I cannot for the life of me remember what it is. But anyway, that's not really all that important. I feel like it might not be a bad idea to just have this all be self-sufficient housing though, because we do still need to get more people in here. So we'll do some self-sufficient housing. I think this bit, like these bits here, and these bits here, I think could be a combination of things. Let's do IT cluster. Let's do IT cluster. Let's just do this entire section here as an IT cluster, since, you know, they're right at the corners. This could be an IT cluster, but then I think everything else that isn't zoned could be commercial, so that we do have a bit of commercial in there. I'm thinking that these bits could maybe be IT clusters as well. And then I'm not going to zone on the outskirts of all that right now. I'm just not going to bother doing that. So let's go ahead. Let's get it painted as a district or series of districts. It's probably just going to be 2 districts, to be honest. And it's going to be very, very easy to do this. But that's fine. We'll just go for a nice, neat, simple pair of districts. And that, speaking of neat, that bit annoys me. So there we go. That's that back bit done. It is going to go out to the avenue, and I guess down to here as well. And then I guess it does need to come down here as well, because there is some zoning in there. This side, same story. Gonna be just painted as a district. Something nice, and it's gonna be Prospect District, which is, it's kind of a nice name. Good old Prospect District. Don't mind if I do. And just like that, we have some building going on. I have had an idea, though. Just before we start moving to wrap things up for this episode, I want to make a bit of a change to this right here, because I've just realized if I was to take this whole thing out, now this is the connection over to like all of this, but if I take this out for a second, I could put a 4-way intersection in here, and then we could have that connect over there as well, and I can use this one, which I think looks really cool. So what exactly are we going to need to do to get this to line up? It needs to go to about there-ish. And that, I don't know how many units that's necessarily going to be, but it needs to roughly go to about there. I don't know, somewhere in there. Let's just go down to you guys. And let's expand you a little tiny bit by, let's say, 7 units. And is that enough? No, maybe 9 units instead. So let's go 9. Bring you right back to get it out of the way. And let's see, is 9 going to be enough? Yes, it is. 9 looks to almost, very nearly almost, be perfect. Let's take all of those bits out, and we'll go ahead and say, let's see here, we want you, and we want you to go like that, and like that. And you'll never notice that it's sort of janky. You can go there. You can go there. This is the right one, isn't it? Yeah, I think this is the right one. This is the one that I was looking for. Just in case I've placed the wrong one again. That'll be a bit awkward. But we'll do that. That actually goes sort of weird, doesn't it? Let me bring that right back. And then you come out of there to that spot. We'll turn on road guidelines, and we'll have you come out of there at a bit of a weird... Okay, that's good. I really wish road guidelines were like they're a little frustrating to use sometimes, is all I'm saying. They're a little frustrating to use. They get a little strange sometimes. Anyway, take all that out. What kind of angle are we looking at here? So that looks to be 21 by 7. So we want to go in here in a nice straight line for 14. And then do that kind of thing. And then we want to go from here back to there. And then this needs to curve kind of nicely as well, like that. And then flipping that bit around and then upgrading it all, we have a pretty cool looking highway, honestly. I'm actually really pleased with that. Now let's go ahead and say that we want to change this ever so slightly, because I absolutely do want to do that. I want to get myself a 4-lane highway there, and those spots. And then I want to downgrade that to be 3 lanes for a little bit there. We'll say 3 lanes up to about that spot, just so traffic can kind of merge into its different lanes and all that stuff. And that seems like it'll be all right. I'm thinking that maybe, let's see, I'm thinking for these spots, we could maybe do 4 lanes as well. Again, sort of giving a dedicated turning lane and all that stuff. And that should be all right. That seems like it'll be kind of nice. We'll do some sound barriers up to there as well. And yeah, I just want to see what traffic does with this, really. It's a really cool looking intersection. I really enjoy it. I think it looks fantastic. I'll also tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to get myself a 2-lane highway with sound barriers. I'm going to upgrade you. And I'm going to upgrade you. And I'm going to upgrade you. And I'm going to upgrade you as well. And what I do want to say with those, though, is that it is still just going to be the 1 lane that goes to the left there. So it's still going to be like that, and you're still going to go there, you're still going to go there, and you're still going to go there. But then what we do is just have like this one as a dedicated left turn, this one as a dedicated straight on. So you can kind of immediately get into the lane that you're going for. I think that'll be kind of nice. And there we go, it's all up and running, which, again, I think looks really, really cool. I think it'll look even better when we have some traffic coming off of this side, which will be at some point. I don't really Don't really know what the best way to do that's going to be just yet, but it does give us another connection to that side of the highway, which means traffic should hopefully flow a little bit better once we start actually doing things on this side of the highway, which will hopefully be, I don't know, kind of soon. I'm also noticing we actually have a little bit of commercial demand creeping in. So these guys are going to build up, which will be beautiful. Also getting some really nice, really nice office buildings there. Those actually look awesome. I really like those. Anyway, that commercial demand creeping in is absolutely a good thing. It really is, because it means that we are going to be, I mean, we're so close. We are so close to absolutely nailing this. I'm also noticing that you guys need to be able to enter that intersection. You don't really need to be stopping there. And, oh boy, are you guys are U-turning there. I really shouldn't have put silos in those little roads in there. That is not a place we want silos. We want traffic to not be stopping in those little roads, because they are kind of important roads. We want traffic to keep on moving around there, so hopefully it will keep on doing just that. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be that for today, I'm thinking. I think we've made a pretty good change to this farm area. We are having a little bit of a death wave. We've got this area down here, which is built up kind of nicely. We've got a good amount of people living in there, I would imagine. Linden Park with almost 2,000 people living in there, so not bad at all. We've got a whole bunch of commercial in here. We replaced a whole bunch of industry. And our traffic flow is at the grand old number of 66%, 67%, which is... it is a 6% increase on where it was at one point, so that's not all that bad. Let's get ourselves some fire coverage in here just while I'm rambling on. We'll get a couple of these guys just because we can. Policing will go for, I don't know, I guess we'll do something like that and something like, let's get rid of you. Let's do something like that while we're here so we can have that back to back. And then medical, we'll do a little clinic there. We'll do a little clinic there, and that'll cover that area. Over on this side, we'll do sort of the same thing so that we have some coverage. We'll do fire there and bulldoze fire there. And then policing can be there and there. So that whole area should be covered amazingly by services. There really shouldn't be too much of an issue there. The biggest issue, honestly, is going to be traffic getting in there. But next time, we will fix that, because next time we'll connect it up to this intersection and that intersection, and hopefully everybody will be happy. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. It's been my absolute pleasure as always, and as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!